Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your host, Delano, on the FanWire podcast. Let us know what you think about our new intro. We're doing some things. We're trying to tighten up. We're trying to make things a little better. Trying to add to your experience when you tune in. All right. So, what we're going to talk about today, we're jumping into the WNBA Power Rankings for week number 4. All right. So, with that being said, the Washington Mystics are in a very interesting place. I didn't expect, and I'm sure there are fans that didn't expect for the Wizards to be this good this fast. We may have a losing record, but the record is 4-6, and it's a very, very interesting place. And I don't think the record really tells the position of our team in the league as of this point. So we're going to talk through all that. All right. So the WNBA Power Ranking. We are currently number 9 in the ranking, right? And that's number 9 out of 13 teams. And, we took a little bit of a dip. So last week, we were number 6 because we was kicking butt and taking names, but we took some L's. But we're starting to bounce back with our record. We're getting things together. But we're going to talk through what we really, really think about our Washington Mystics and where we're going, because the future is so bright. I mean, so bright. I don't think people really, really understand where we're going. But let's talk about the weekly results and how that plays a factor into our power ranking. All right, so we had 3 games this week. We played the Indiana Fever, played the New York Liberty, and we played the Connecticut Sun, right? And 2 of these games were Commissioner Cup games. So those were the games against the New York Liberty and the Connecticut Sun. All right. So in the first game of the week, that was against the Indiana Fever, we lost that game, 85-76. I think it could have been some home cooking with the refs, but an L is an L. We lost the game. We got to figure out and find ways to win, right? So the second game, we played the New York Liberty, and the New York Liberty is red hot. They are actually number 2 in the power ranking. Arguably, it could be number 1, but we lost to one of the best teams in the league. Of course, we want to get victories. We want to get the wins, no matter what, no matter the opponent. But they took it to us, and they beat us at home. All right. So now let's talk about Game 3. Game 3, we played the Connecticut Sun, and we beat the brakes off of the Connecticut Sun. And this was a victory to build on, because I believe we definitely could have beat Indiana earlier in the week. However, things didn't bounce our way, right? And that was the team without Caitlin Clark. So, and I believe 2 other players. So we definitely should have got the win. But it let us know that we can't sleep on anybody, and we got to keep pushing. We got to put our foot on the gas and don't let up. No break. All right. So let's talk about this Connecticut Sun game. So we beat them. It was a blowout, 104-67. We pretty much beat them bad every single quarter. Brittany Sykes got back into her groove, because that was one thing that we were missing from our last 2 games. We didn't have the same output for Brittany Sykes that we normally would have. She's a free throw killer. She acquires free throws like no other in the league. that being said, she dropped 28 points, and um, that was her seventh 20-point game. So when we have Brittany Sykes on all out attack, getting to the bucket, getting to the free throw line, hitting her shots, we are a tough team to beat. But when that's not happening, we beat ourselves, to be for real. All right. So again, we fell from 6 to 9, right? So let's talk about what we observed with the team, right? Of course, our rookies are killing it. Our rookies are doing it. Kiki Irfin was rookie of the month, averaging 13, pretty much 14 points a game and 10 rebounds. You can't ask for so much better than that from a rookie. So she dominated. Dominated as a two-way player, right? So she has the potential to grow into a two-way star. Yeah. So let's see. Sonny Citron is another great rookie, killing it. Super efficient. So our youth movement is crazy right now. It is crazy right now. So with our veteran leadership, Brittany Sykes killing it, right? Top defender, offensive killer, juggernaut. Then we also have the resurgence of Shakira Austin, and Shakira Austin is killing it on the boards. She is a super efficient scorer off of the bench. I'm going to say she has a great chance to be sixth woman of the year, the sixth woman of the year. Also, Aaliyah Edwards is starting to come back into her own. And I'm going to say this. We have the best trio of bigs in the WNBA. That's Kiki Irfin, Shakira Austin, Aaliyah Edwards. Match them up against anybody, we getting the win. So we're gonna talk about that probably tomorrow. So get ready. All right. So this is supposed to be a rebuild year. I don't know. We're doing a lot of good things. Our rookies are real. Their future is bright, and our leadership is tough. So the takeaway, we was 1-2 in our record, and the power ranking reflect that, right? But let's do this. Let's talk about the standings, because that's even more important than than what's going on with this power ranking. Even though the power ranking is a very good picture, it gives great insight into what we got going on here. But yeah, let's jump into this a little more here. All right, give me one moment here. I gotta get things together. So while I'm getting this together, y'all jump in the comments. Let us know if you think our power ranking is correct. Do you think it needs to be adjusted? If so, why? Yeah, let me know. Let's talk through it a little bit. Yeah, so with us being number 9 across the entire league, I think that's a good space. In the Eastern Conference, we're actually number 4. Yeah, we're number 4. So we are in a good space, in a good place. All right, so let's talk about the standings for the WNBA. All right, so we're 4-6, right? But technically, we are only 2 games out of being the second seed I'm sorry, the 3rd seed going into the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, we're that close. We are not far off from this thing. So, we might have took some losses that were that could have been or should have been wins, but we're not out of this by no shot. No shot. Indiana Fever. They're literally 1 game difference in total games played than us. If they get another loss, if they get a loss this week, they're going to be tied with us. Right? They're probably they're going to have a tiebreaker for now. But actually, no. We should be tied up when it comes to the tiebreaker. But anyway, we're not out of anything. The future is so bright. So imagine this. Imagine if we make the playoffs this year, right? We might not get the highest draft pick in the 2026 draft, but that's okay. We can get through that because the way that Chicago is looking, they're 2-6. They're technically a dumpster fire over there right now, right? They're not too far out of this either, but the way that they're playing, they got a lot to work on right now, right? So when it comes to the Chicago Sky and us, let's rewind. During the 2025 draft, we traded Ariel Atkins to Chicago, and that gave us an extra draft pick in the 2025 draft, but it also gave us the right to swap in the 2027 draft. If they continue on their trajectory, and then to know that the CBA is coming, and it's going to be a total shift in players going to different teams, it's a very good possibility that Chicago won't get a lot of top tier players. Let's say that, right? So that means that they can probably be bad again. And if we get the opportunity to have a pick swap and get a top tier player in 2027, things are going to be interesting to say the least. All right. So, again, let's just jump back on topic. We are currently number 9. We dropped from number 6 in the power ranking. This is week number 4. We got a long way to go. So, yeah, let's just see how things roll. All right. So this is your host, Delano, on the FanWire podcast. We thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure that you follow us on social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter /X. Subscribe to this YouTube channel because we give you watching the Mystics content constantly. So we welcome the Mystic Nation here for your trusted voice when it comes to watching Mystics basketball. And, if you want to donate. If not, cool. But drop a comment, hit a like. That's free. Do that. Also, we'll be right back at you tomorrow. And when we shoot, we score over here at the FanWire podcast. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy your day.